We often think of happiness as a permanent state of joy, an endless cycle of euphoria. But that is a myth. In psychology, we define happiness as subjective well being. It is not just about feeling good, but about how you perceive your life as a whole. It balances two main pillars: the feeling side, defined by the frequency of your positive emotions, and the thinking side, defined by your sense of meaning and satisfaction. True happiness is this dynamic balance, not a constant peak of excitement. We often think that if we just got that promotion or won the lottery, we would be happy forever. But psychology tells us a different story: the hedonic treadmill. Imagine Alex who wins $1 million. Initially, Alex is over the moon. Their happiness meter skyrockets. But as the months pass, the fancy car and the big house become the new normal. Alex's brain adapts and their happiness level drifts back to where it started. This happens because our brains are wired to prioritize change. Once we get used to a positive change, we stop noticing it. This is why chasing material things often leads to a cycle of needing more, just to feel the same level of satisfaction. Understanding the hedonic treadmill is the first step toward lasting contentment. It teaches us that true happiness is rarely found in the next big purchase, but rather in things that don't fade away as easily. For over 80 years, the Harvard study of adult development has tracked the lives of individuals to uncover what actually makes us happy and healthy. The study's most profound finding is clear: the quality of our relationships is the single strongest predictor of our long-term health and happiness. Meaningful social bonds provide a safety net. They act as a buffer against the stressors of daily life. When we maintain these connections, our body's stress response calms down. We literally feel more secure. So, consider who you can reach out to today. Your health depends on it. Why do we often feel that buying things brings happiness, only for the excitement to fade so quickly? When we buy physical items, the initial joy is high, but soon the item just becomes part of our daily background. We adapt, and the novelty wears off. Experiences, however, are different. Whether it is travel or learning a new skill, these moments become woven into who we are. Unlike things, experiences rarely lose their emotional impact. They change your perspective, build social bonds, and stay with you for a lifetime. So, consider spending your time and energy on experiences that build memories, rather than just physical things that occupy space. Our brains are evolutionary hardwired to scan for threats. This negativity bias was once essential for survival, but in modern life, it often blocks our view of the good. When we intentionally focus on what we have, we trigger a neuroplastic response. We literally start to rewire our neural pathways, making it easier for our brains to automatically scan for the positive instead of the negative. Try the 3 good things exercise tonight. Before bed, write down 3 simple things that went well or that you appreciate. It trains your brain to look for joy, turning gratitude into a permanent habit. Altruism isn't just good for the world, it's transformative for you. When we give our time or resources, our brains reward us with a helper's high, a release of dopamine for pleasure and oxytocin for bonding. These chemicals not only lift our mood, but strengthen our social ties, creating a biological foundation for happiness. Imagine a small act of kindness. When a giver shares, that act ripples outward. The joy multiplies, increasing the happiness of both the giver and the receiver, creating a positive cycle that impacts everyone involved. Kindness truly is a cycle. Even the smallest act creates a ripple of warmth that improves our collective well-being. Have you ever been so immersed in a task that hours felt like minutes? This is the concept of flow, a state famously described by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Flow occurs when the challenge of a task perfectly balances with your current skill level. When you are fully engaged, your mind stops wandering and you find yourself truly in the zone. Happiness isn't just a fleeting feeling. It's often a byproduct of doing work that challenges us and connects us to a larger sense of purpose. When we align our daily actions with what matters, we build a life of lasting satisfaction. By seeking out challenges that help you grow and tasks that align with your values, you can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Throughout this series, we have explored the science of well-being. Remember that happiness is a skill you practice, not a destination you reach. Shift your baseline by prioritizing deep social connections, practicing daily gratitude, and taking purposeful action. Choose one small habit from these pillars and start it today. Small, consistent actions are the foundation of a fulfilled life.